Hi, I'm David from Big Bear Bikes and this is Tony from Trek. We've just been riding all day at Glentress in Peebles in southern Scotland, world famous trail centre. And Trek have provided us with two of their great full suspension bikes, the Trek Rail, that a lot of people may be familiar with, and the quite new Fuel EXe. These are two very different bikes and it's been really interesting to have the bikes here and compare them back to back. Can you tell us a little bit about the rail that you were riding, Tony?
Yeah, absolutely. So this rail, 85 Newton CX motor, Bosch drive. It's been fantastic on these trails. It's that full fat, full power bike. Doing some of the reds and spooky wood trails, it's just come into its own. It's been an absolutely fantastic bike. That full fat e-bike experience, it's been absolutely incredible.
So the thing with in comparison with the Fuel EXe is it hasn't got the Bosch motor. It has got a central motor, but the motor is by a company called TQ, and the motor and battery together weigh the same as the Bosch motor. So you're saving quite a lot of weight with this bike. And whereas that's got a 750 capacity battery, this has only got a 400 capacity battery. But with the efficiency and lightness of the bike, you don't lose that much in range. You do lose a bit in power, but actually, do you really need that power? But by having that far more compact and lively bike, rather than riding a full-on SUV, you're riding more like a normal bike. And the point with the Fuel EXe is it feels so like a normal bike.
For me, I think personally with EXe, it really blurs the line between a traditional acoustic trail bike. It's a very subtle assistance I found when I was riding that bike. The power response was very smooth. It didn't push you on.
No.
The selection between the three assistance levels as well, very, very subtle, not a real kind of turbo boost to it. It's just a really nice trail bike that happens to be electrified as well.
Yes.
That's what I found with that.
Another advantage of this one I found is that it's almost silent. And in fact, when you're riding along, overtaking other people, they don't even realise you're on an e-bike.
No.
You just think you're an absolute fitness god hero, obviously.
When we're riding in a bunch, as we have been doing today, it's the rails that you can hear with that very subtle whir about it. Whereas you're absolutely right, the EXEs, no sound.
And there's been a bigger group of us riding and testing the bikes. And in fact, one or two have said the power of that is so much, going into some of the tighter corners, it actually squirts the bike on.
You definitely have to tune into this bike, I think. You're absolutely right. You can overshoot some of those tight, twisty bends. Whereas with that bike, again, very subtle assistance.
And although that is the more powerful bike, in a way, it can be more tiring to ride because it is a heavier bike. So you're almost getting that enduro bike workout.
Yeah, you are having to manhandle this in some cases until you're tuned into the bike. Where that one is very chuckable. You can really maneuver that bike, pick your line, where this is a monster truck. It will barrel over it. You can make mistakes and come back from it. This is an absolute scream. So yeah, I find very different experiences between the two.
And we're not about saying which is the best. We're just saying they're both different, and how good to have that choice of two different styles of bike. And we'd recommend everybody ride them back to back, and then you can see which suits your style. We have found that possibly the people who are new to it or less fit go for the bike that helps you more. But then maybe the people are a bit more experienced and want the more similar ride to what they used to ride, just a normal bike, they would go to this. But that's not a given at all. It's absolutely to have that. And this is an absolutely massive change in the e-bike market, because up until this year it was just the big bike, and now we've got this lovely choice between the two styles of bike.
Completely agree. Yeah, personal choice.
So I'm riding I'm stood next to, been riding also the 9.7. This is a carbon frame bike, and in the carbon range you have 9.5 entry level, 9.7, 9.8, and then at the higher end the 9.9. These are all available to look at Big Bear Bikes and Dolby Forest Cycle Hub. What's the rail that you've got there, Tony?
So again, similar sort of lineup to the EXe, 9.5, 9.7, 9.8, 9.9 right at the top end. This has been the 9.8 that I've been riding today. So again, carbon frame, rib system with the battery, and again, similar technologies to the EXe, where you've got the minnow links, you've got the ABP, piggyback shocks on the two bikes as well. So yeah, full lineup of rail bikes.